You may remember Infiniti from many years ago, the luxury brand of Nissan. And the Middle East was one of the very few markets that was lucky enough to receive it. Of course, when the world went SUV, they followed suit. And now we have the QX80 that was made for big markets like the United States and the Middle East in particular. And more recently, of course, in China, where it's very, very popular. The facelift came through a few years ago. We're going to go over that in a few minutes. And now we have the top of the range, the Black Edition Infiniti, primarily for the Middle East. So a few things that you might notice that are slightly different from the previous QX80. It came in for a pretty heavy facelift after the success of the first model. And you'll see these beautiful new lights raised a little bit higher, gives it a more aggressive stance. Then you've got this new front fascia along here. The grille under here, of course, remains the beautiful 5.6 litre V8. I'm looking forward to getting behind the wheel and giving that a bit of a try. But with the Black Edition though, you'll see you've got the black chrome grille around here. You've also got the black door mirrors and 22-inch rims. So going on from these beautiful 22-inch graphite wheels on Bridgestone 275 50 profile tyres, the Jewelers, really good tyre actually, on the road, nice and quiet, comfortable around town, but still good enough to do the rough stuff. Nice compromise. You've got the black trim on the mirrors, the quarter vents here, this nice pearlescent white, two colours that comes in as we mentioned, and then of course mountains of room inside. And then the Black Series continues around the back with this black chrome trim across the rear. So moving around to the tail of the car, and again, you've got this black strip here that accentuates the exclusivity, showing this a limited edition model. Also shows the width of the car as well. And then once we look inside, powered tailgate, of course, to this cavernous area in the back of the car, 3 rows of seats, as we said. And the great thing about it is you've got these buttons here that fold the seats down electrically, but more importantly, that a lot of don't have, it also folds them back into place. So the exclusivity continues on the inside with the Black Edition. Take a look in the rear of this car. First thing you notice is a beautiful charcoal black leather interior that's quilted on this model. Also, you'll notice the 17-speaker surround system from Bose. It sounds amazing through this car. So for those who are lucky enough to ride in the back, incredibly spacious, very comfortable, loads of headroom, loads of legroom. But it's also 2 individual seats, and they're separated by a large center console storage box with a padded cover that acts as a center armrest. Then you have individual screens as well for the kids. You also have HDMI and USB ports in the back. So now we're at the business end. When you step into the QX80, you're greeted by the charcoal ash timber inlays that complement the leather on the steering wheel, and also Infiniti's InTouch infotainment system. The Infiniti QX80 Black Edition, it certainly feels very comfortable. The ride is so compliant on these suburban roads. It's very nice. Those tyres that we were talking about before, not only are they good off-road and in the sand dunes and all that kind of stuff, but they're so quiet on road. There's not much road noise at all. Of course, a lot of sound insulation, a lot of effort has gone into that to give you this beautiful carpet ride feel. And of course that helps with the Bose premium system as well. Having that insulation really helps with the acoustics that you get from that premium sound system. One of the other things I like about the Infiniti QX80 Black Edition is the InTouch infotainment system, the premium in-car infotainment system from Infiniti. It really is a step up again. It's amazing. It's got 2 screens now, high definition screens that provide 3D mapping for your navigational uses, but also is adaptable, of course, to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. And before, if you remember, those of you who remember the previous Infinitis, it had the single screen with the ancillary buttons and the rotary dial in front of you. That's now been moved elsewhere, so it's allowed to have these 2 screens. So the top screen provides your 3D navigational, but the bottom screen also provides soft touch buttons for things like your traffic features, for instance, your driver assist. So it now has forward assist, it has blind spot assist, lane assist and emergency assist. So all your active safety features are now at a finger's touch away. The other thing too, it has intelligent cruise control. So as I merge lanes, it then, if this was set on cruise control, it then spaces me comfortably from the car in front and it judges that distance. And I tell you, on a long distance journey, that's a saviour. As you can hear there, lane departure warning on that car. I've just stepped out of the lane a little bit, instantly told me straight away. So there's a lot of features now that are incorporated in the new Black Edition of the QX80. So we mentioned before the two screens. The top screen is controlled by this rotary dial here, and that controls everything you need for your navigational system, zooming in, zooming out functions, but also your cameras. So you have your left camera, your right camera, go split mode if you like, forward and aft, however you like it. The second rotary control is for your drivetrain settings. So right now it's in auto mode, which means it's looking after everything for me. Most likely it's just sending all the power through the rear wheels because we're in an urban environment. Go off-road lightly, you move it right one click and it goes into 4H mode. Press down and move it right another click and it goes into 4 low mode, which is the serious stuff, as we know, for those off-roaders out there, and that will carry you just about anywhere you want to go. There's also separate buttons. There's the button for snow that provides a certain slip and grip traction effect for those icy conditions. Then there's also a tow mode so that it disconnects the front end in case the car needs to be towed on the rear wheels only. And then we also have the traction control settings as well, which just in case you might need them for slippery conditions. So it's all there right at your fingertips with the navigation. So intelligent, so clever. It of course has the commanding ride height. It's beautiful over, being able to see over the traffic as it does. Now a car this size, it is large, as we saw before, 3 rows of seats, loads of interior space. It requires a big engine, right? This, thankfully, does not disappoint. It has the beautiful 5.6 litre V8 engine that we're familiar with in other models. 400 horsepower, 560 newton meters of torque, so no shortage of torque to get you out of tricky situations if you decide to go off-roading. But also, it means that if you need to merge with traffic or you need to overtake, it's around about 6 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, so it's no slouch either. And that's a good thing sometimes. So that's the Infiniti QX80 Black Edition. We already know the QX80, but the Black Edition takes it up a notch in terms of comfort, exclusivity, refinement. It's a beautiful car. Really enjoyed spending time with it today. Looking forward to hopefully spending some more time with it too.